Previously on Making Home, I got the keys to my new home and moved in. I explained the plan for my space, which includes turning my 3-bedroom home into 2 separate apartments, with my main unit being the main floor and the basement, and the second unit consisting of the second floor. I finalized the plan for the basement, which includes making a bedroom, a landing/closet area, a full bath, and laundry. I've only been in this house for about 2 weeks, but I'm gonna get started on the paint conversation because that's the exciting thing for me. Welcome guys to my series about DIYing and styling and making over and making my new house feel like a home. Home from Pennsylvania, back in Toronto, and I'm currently on my way to IKEA. My house is kind of IKEA themed right now. I will show you what that means in a little bit. It's like IKEA bag themed, the IKEA tote bag. But I'm gonna go there right now because I actually have a bed and headboard from IKEA, but I didn't ever put the headboard on my bed. You guys remember what my old bedroom looked like? Since I'm kind of setting up everything in the upstairs until the basement is done, which is going to be my future bedroom, I have to go back to IKEA and maybe I can ask them for the hardware for the bed. I think that that's the thing that you could do, and hopefully I can add the headboard to my bed. That's my plan. But yeah, let's go see what IKEA has in store today. In the store. I just got very self-conscious.
Why? Because I'm filming you?
Yeah.
In public? With all these people? What store is this?
I know, right here.
Big celebrity coming through.
We're filming in the store. There's way too many people here, so I'm just gonna have to wait it out. And I guess I'm gonna have to build my headboard a different day. It's not urgent, not enough to wait in that. That's probably like a half an hour line. So I'm home now, and I wanted to show you guys why my place is like an IKEA bag. My contractor came by when I was out of town and put up dust proofing. So this is to upstairs, which is like my living quarters right now, and then a little hallway to the basement here, and a zipper here so that I could, I mean, I don't really use this area. We also, or they also put down a bunch of cardboard on the floors and blocked it off here too so that I can use the kitchen and they wouldn't really come in here. They'll just stay in this kind of main area from the front door in this hallway. And something else they did was take a little peek at the concrete or the foundation down here to see what we're working with. And I got some bad news back. I think they said that they can't really dig much lower. You can see here that they did some digging and they did another test one over here. So it's a stone foundation, whatever that means. And they said right now they don't think that I can get the floor much lower, which kind of sucks. But they're gonna try to flatten this out, I think, a little bit. I don't know, it's kind of just all up in the air. Kind of just have to take it one day at a time because I feel like the information changes so quickly. But that's the update, guys. It started. And I can't believe upstairs is gonna look like that for the next little while. It's kind of sucks because it doesn't look like a home right now. Luckily I have upstairs, which I can be like secluded and hopefully dust free, but the main floor and the kitchen and like down here is gonna be a disaster. So I'm here at the office and it has been a morning with my contractor blowing up my phone because they talked to a heating designer, which sounds very fancy, but I think it just means like efficient heating expert. And we want to lower the ducts, like make them not so thick in the basement. And also my furnace is very old and apparently my AC unit is very old. I kind of knew these things before buying the house, but it's one of those things that you're like, sure, it's old, it'll be fine. But when you're redoing the entire basement, your contractor is like, why don't you replace these things now? We can make the ducts shorter. So now I'm buying a new furnace, a new AC unit, and those are coming out of my house like now so that they can redo the floor, which means apparently I'm moving out of my house for a month. hopefully my boyfriend's cool with us moving in together, because I'm gonna pack a bag and I guess move tonight into my boyfriend's place.
Oh, that's insane.
Since I was gone, they took all of the mechanical units out of the basement and dug up all of the concrete and started working on the drains. It looks really messy right now, but I'm excited to have all new plumbing down here. So I'm on the way to the house because I need to move out, and I also have a meeting with my contracting and design team to figure out the next step for the basement. It is cold in this house and there's no water, so I had to make sure that I used the bathroom before I came, but I'm at the house today to just review the basement, talk about duct work, drains, where the sub pump has to go, backflow valve, all these things that you learn when you're a house owner. Yeah, so let's go do that. Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
You haven't been down here yet?
No. Wow.
She's like, okay, wow. What are you doing to my house?
Yeah.
How does it still stand?
Can I take it back? With my contractor, we're discussing moving the new shorter ducts to the outside wall so that they're not in the way when you come down the stairs. This means that they're kind of gonna block the windows a little bit, but I think overall this is better than having it in the middle of the room where it'll get in your way a little bit more often. My boyfriend is the sweetest. I was running out of the house to come to this meeting, and I was like, I need water to water my plants, and the water's off in the house. So he packed these water bottles so I can water the plants. I've only been in this house for about 2 weeks, but I'm happy to move out if it means that the renovation can move along quickly and that I can have hot showers elsewhere. So I came by the house today to drop off a shovel because apparently winter came literally overnight, like literally overnight. So I have a shovel and some salt here, but I'm also gonna go check on the basement while we're here. I feel like I really am on one of those HGTV shows where it's like the homeowners coming by and seeing what's up. Like, this is nothing I've ever experienced before, just like checking in on my home. Oh my gosh. What? Oh. It literally looks like a war zone down here. Like, these are trenches. Wow. I'm glad somebody knows what they're doing because this is a lot. Oh, they have a heater. So only heat in the house. It's nice. Oh yeah. Washing machine. Here. Wall. Here. Tub. So today all these drains are going in. That's what's happening. And then maybe that means we can turn on the water soon. We won't have hot water, but I think once the drains are in, then I can have water, which is good for the plants. I won't have to bring water bottles anymore. So I was just upstairs trying to get things together to set up a GoPro, although I honestly don't know if I can set up a GoPro while the guys are working downstairs because my GoPro mount, I mounted it before the floors were out, and now that the floors are out, I can't reach it. And we don't really have like a step stool, and I can't even put a step stool because there's trenches down there. So I might not have GoPro footage today, but hopefully I can get that figured out soon. But I don't know if you can hear that. That is them working in the basement, but it's not coming from like the house, it's coming from the ducts. But like, that's insane. Like, I can hear their full conversation, and I'm on the top floor and they are in the basement. Hold up. Past Kelsey doesn't realize that the reason why so much noise is traveling through the ducts is because the furnace isn't hooked up right now and the duct is just open in the basement. It's kind of like a giant funnel of noise right now. So ultimately this is not really an issue, but let's talk about some issues that you guys voiced in the first episode of Making Home. You guys had a lot of concerns or questions about why I was doing certain things, and I really appreciate your involvement in this and how interested and excited you guys are. But I definitely have reasons for doing everything. I mean, if we want to do a rapid fire, why Kelsey's doing what she is doing with the house, I can quickly answer some questions. Why am I dividing it up? Toronto real estate is crazy expensive. I don't need a home by myself. It's just me, and yes, I have a boyfriend and he's probably gonna move in, but it is just me and I don't need a 3-bedroom house, and it's just too much for me. Why didn't I buy a smaller space then? Because you can't really get a smaller home. I definitely looked at smaller places. This is not a very big house. You can obviously get like a townhouse or a condo or an apartment, but you guys know I love DIYing and making something my own. And you just can't really do that with a condo, I find. My style is better suited to a house, then you have a backyard. I've just never been the biggest fan of condos, or the expenses that come with them, or the lack of composting and recycling in condos. So I always wanted to buy a house. That was just, as soon as I knew I could afford a house, I was like, yeah, let's do a house instead of a condo or an apartment by myself. And then renting it out, I mean, guys, I can live mortgage free if I rent out this top floor. Like, imagine not having to pay a mortgage or rent. Like, a lot of our income, especially in Toronto, goes to rent. And if I can rent out up here, sure, yeah, I don't get the beautiful bright upstairs, but I'm really excited about my cozy basement, and that's all that matters. There is obviously things I want to make sure that are in place so that it's a comfortable situation for me and having a tenant works out, but I'm pretty confident that we can rectify that. But ultimately, that's that. So hopefully that answered your questions and that wasn't too much of a rant, but I'm sorry about the lack of GoPro footage. I need to get like a different mount because my mount is currently up too high for me to reach in my basement. I failed so hard. But let's go see what they're doing before I leave. Since I don't really have much to do at the house while they're doing drains and leveling and in-floor heating, I'm gonna get started on the paint conversation because that's the exciting thing for me. So I'm gonna go to Benjamin Moore Paints and pick out which white I want because there's a lot of white options, and I need to figure out the vibe of the whole home today. No pressure. So much pressure.
Sounds about white.
Sounds about
What you got there?
So everybody loves Benjamin Moore and the white selection. So I'm really extra and I made all these notes of all the different types of whites and like what they're good for. So there is no short of a good white, but it's really important. I think I want to do a different white on my trim than I do on my walls. And like I want the whole house to be the same, but I want that like slight variance of white just so that I feel like it gives it a little bit more depth and interest on the walls instead of having everything be the same white, the ceiling, the walls, the trim. So I'm looking for a couple different whites. All of these. Can I see this paint?
You want the swatches?
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm so excited to do green. I'm only gonna focus on white right now, but
like for my place, something like that, or maybe something like that.
oh, we're doing your place right now? I also want to paint my bathtub. Guys, there's so many exciting things funny. I also want to paint my bathtub. There are lots of exciting things fun. I keep on saying funny. Why?
Fun to do.
I don't know.
With that?
It's a lot to choose from.
Wallpapers. Wait, look at the animals. Miss, don't touch the art.
This is simply white. Nice. I wonder what color this is.
Are they coming for Simply Illogical's brand? Check out the box.
Did he label them?
Sure hope so. You're not figuring it out now.
Guess which white?
YouTube challenge, name the white.
I also want to see how these whites work with the whites that are already here in the house because I might not be painting like every single thing in the house, like every single door. It honestly all depends afterwards, like what needs to be painted. So it'd be nice to get something that actually works with what I already have in the house here. Oh, we're gonna need a pencil so I can write down the styles. I know this wall is gonna be the kitchen, so. Oh my God. I just did that.
It's okay, it's your house.
This will be like trim, this will be like a wall.
Are you gonna see what each
And then
color
I'll
would
put
look
like
like?
another one here maybe.
Oh, you're seeing if this will work as both and or
Yeah.
a trim or wall?
Yeah. Chantilly?
Chantilly. Chantilly. Chantilly lace. Hey Siri, how do you say Chantilly lace?
Okay, I found this on the web for how do you say Chantilly lace. Check it out.
I think she's wrong.
Can I come over here to my little...
Your landlord's gonna be furious.
My landlord is me. Oh, don't film this. This is real. I've actually already narrowed it down. I think that the Chantilly lace is a little too bright white for me, but I'm playing with some combos. So it has been about 3 weeks since I moved out of the house because of lack of heat and hot water and water in general. But I'm back today, not moving in, but it's a very exciting day because today they're pouring the concrete. So the whole flooring, which means that I feel like we're well on our way. And it means that I get to move back in soon too, because once the concrete is down, then we can bring back in all those big mechanical items like the furnace and stuff. So that's happening right now. But some bad news I got today was the bill for how much replacing the furnace and AC and moving the electrical panel cost. So this is above the quote that I was originally quoted for work on the house, but I decided to replace the furnace just because the furnace A was old and the AC unit was old. And if I replaced both at the same time with a smaller unit, my new furnace and AC are gonna be a lot more energy efficient, and I can make the ducts 3 inches shorter, which when you're in a basement, that's like a decent amount. That's the difference between one of your tall friends hitting their head or not hitting their head. So I did that, but it means that I'm paying about an extra $8,292 plus HST. That's how much the new whole furnace system and new ducting is gonna cost. And then the electrical panel, I had a 100 amp panel in my house, and with 2 units, you need a 200 amp panel. So to do that, I had to pay the city like $600-ish to come in and like deconnect the service and bring in the 200 amp service. The actual charge for the electrician and the new panel is an extra $1,600 plus HST. So there's just like a bunch of money that I wasn't planning on spending that's over and above my budget now. But the pros to that are that I get more headroom because the ducts won't take up as much room. I get a more efficient and furnace and AC units because those were near end of life. And with the panel moving, I mean, it means that I can have a stove and washer and stuff upstairs and dryer. But it also means that when they were disconnecting the panel, I was like, hey, why don't we move it? Or my contractor said that. I probably didn't suggest it. But my contractor said, when it's getting disconnected, this gives us the opportunity to move the panel because it used to be in front of the window, which would seriously suck if it had to stay there. So we got to move it, which means that it's now no longer blocking the window. So lots of pros, lots of cons, but let's go see some concrete. Further from the wall.
Sorry.
Concrete truck?
Saved by the concrete truck.
We chose this color. The official color test. It looks like dung.
Yeah, there's your fiber in there too.
Well, that looks good
It's
to
gonna
me.
dry lighter.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yay, we don't have gray concrete. So pretty much any new build is gonna have concrete as a subfloor in the basement, but I'm actually gonna have the concrete as my full-on floor, not as just the subfloor. For that reason, I wanted the concrete to be a slightly warmer color than your typical gray because you're gonna see it once I polish it. This is so stressful to watch. I hate working with concrete when I do DIY projects, so I can't even imagine this whole basement. The concrete company that we went with was able to tint the concrete for us. It'll take about 1 to 2 weeks for the concrete to cure before it can be polished, but in the meantime, some of the new mechanical units are coming in, such as my new water boiler, which heats my house water, and my new in-floor heating. Hello, and I'm back at the house today. I know it's probably not, like, you're just sitting there watching this and like no time has gone by, but for me, a lot of time has gone by. Let's show you where the house is at, and I'll let you guys know what I'm getting up to today. So, my new little step down has been put in because before, you used to hit your head when you would go down the stairs. So now, you don't have to be as cautious. So this was a great addition from the main floor to the basement. Oh, also, check this out, because they obviously had to do some demo here when they were putting in this step, and look what they found. Look at this wallpaper. There's actually, it looks like there's something underneath it too. 2 wallpapers. That's so cool. Yeah, they literally just painted over the wallpaper, which I get, respect. So let's keep going to the basement. So we're at a pretty good spot with this basement. It is warm down here because my heated floors are turned on. This is like the hookup for the heated flooring. It's like a water-based in-floor heating versus electric. Here's my hot water tank and boiler. And then this is where laundry and furnace is gonna go. Now originally I had my laundry going on one side and the furnace closer to the boiler, so it kind of would be like laundry and then mechanical. But because of the way that the ducts have to run and everything, it has to go furnace, laundry, mechanical. Which means that my laundry room is kind of just a mechanical room, so I'm dealing with that. But, sorry, just seeing how my paint tests turned out. But welcome to my future bathroom, and something I want to go do today is pick out tile. So these are just some samples that my construction team and designer had, because I really do love this. Something I'm really cautious of is making sure that this space doesn't feel too modern or contemporary, because that's not my style. I love like a little bit of a classic style, a little bit eclectic, like it doesn't seem like everything is so perfect and pristine. So I'm gonna have these concrete floors, which we can talk about those for a sec. This is them before they are polished. So this will be a much different finish. There's gonna be a terrazzo element because there's gonna be stones in here that we're going to see when we start polishing it. So that's happening very soon. I am very excited to see what the floor looks like, but it's feeling good because it's sturdy and it's super warm. So these were some options. I don't know. I think that the subway tile is just a little bit, although it is kind of like classic and has that character, I feel like it's a little bit too overdone for me. I'll put in some inspo pics here. I was just like looking online and I was really loving the looks of these bathrooms. I really like the look of this thin tile, but I was told that the smaller the tile, the more expensive. So I'm just going to be aware of that when I'm out today.
Too big? Yeah. Cause you should get this. That's a lot.
I'm on my way to go to the house, but first I'm making a stop at Benjamin Moore because I'm going to pick up a lot of paint. I have the whole back here prepped, ready for the paint. We're not at the stage to be painting, but we're gonna pick up the paint. And thank you to Benjamin Moore for being my paint sponsor for my house reno. From the beginning, my contractor was telling me which Benjamin Moore paints to use, so I'm excited that they are my paint sponsor. But let's go get some paint. I think it's like 38 gallons or something. It's a lot. I have a lot of things to paint in the house. Ceilings, walls, trims, doors. I'm excited. City life for you. I literally parked, paid for parking, and then I go and he's like, pull around back. It'll be easier to load in. I'm like, churro. Thank you.
No worries. So what are you working on for this?
House.
A whole house?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. All right, little paints, let's go to your new home. So I haven't been to the house in a little while. A lot has happened. I think all the framing is pretty much done in the basement. We have duct work in, which is great because we have heat, but not great because it is very bulky. And we also, I think, brought the tub down. So let's go see how it's looking. Oh, wow. She framed. Wow. This is starting to feel real now.
Starting to look really good.
Before it was like a hole with
Yeah.
a concrete floor. Oh wow, that's great. Oh, that's so cool.
So it was a lot of fun bringing down.
Oh, I bet.
4 guys, and but it came down really easy, and it fits beautifully.
Yeah, this is a big bathroom.
It's very big.
I wasn't able to picture it before. Like I was like, is this enough space? Not enough space?
Yeah.
So our glass will go here,
Yep.
and then this is the bathroom.
And that's your bathroom space.
Apologies for the noise, this is a construction zone. But I don't know if you guys remember in the plan, this was supposed to be a hallway here and the closet was supposed to be here, but because of all this ducting, this was a last minute change to make the ducting in the closet and move the walkway here instead of against the wall. And I think it's a good decision.
I think it's a lot better.
It would have been silly to be walking underneath this ducting.
Well, when we first had it framed in like that, we all kind of were ducking to come around it, and we knew that it wasn't a good situation. So
Yeah.
this feels comfortable now. You can walk through. It is a deeper closet than we expected to gain,
Yeah,
but it still works.
yeah.
Kelsey, what's this little space for?
Like that.
This is my poop room. My own poop room. And a little hack we did here is bring the toilet away from the wall because this room needed to be deep because the tub is deep. We took the toilet away from the wall so then I can do storage behind the toilet instead of having just like
All right.
a very long room. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Making Home. Next time on Making Home, we're going to be finishing the basement, adding doors, electrical, drywall, tile. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be a working basement. I'm so excited. Spoiler alert, still not moved into the house, obviously, but make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss any more episodes of Making Home because I know they come out a little bit sporadically, but you know what's sporadic? Renovations. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next episode of Making Home or pretty much any other video that's on our YouTube channel. Bye.